Good. I'm glad it was a good time. Of course you can sit with me. You've always got a seat next to me. Yeah, I've been out here for a bit. I don't know, maybe a half hour. Kinda lost track of time. Being in this house still feels off. But when I'm out on the porch, not thinking about any of the rest of it, just breathing in the crisp air, watching the leaves fall, hearing the little squirrels and the birds running around. It's one of my happy places. Driving helps me think, but sitting quiet in the trees helps me turn it all off for a while. And, well, I've done more than enough thinking lately. Right this second, I just wanted a little peace. I love you too, darling. I don't mind. You can always break the quiet. I like talking with you. I know, crazy thought. Enjoying talking to your mate. I did, yeah. I got back in touch with my old director, Gabriel. Yeah, she's still out there, still healing. Knowing her, they'd have to pry the magic out of her core to get her to retire. She's just that kind of soul. Crazier than her still working, though, is that she still remembered me somehow. And gave me a good old ration of shit for up and disappearing after I turned, without so much as a goodbye note. She didn't even know that I'd turned. I didn't really tell many people. She thought maybe I'd skipped town or gone back home. So, needless to say, there was a little catching up to do before we could even get down to business. She's good people. Still teaches at the academy, too. Just a course or two over the summer nowadays. Not like when I met her back then. She was full-time instructor. I told her I want to heal again. She said there'd always be a place for me on her team. I'm not going to be the star pupil anymore, I know that. My magic has limits. But they are limits that I know that I can work with. Gab knows them too, understands what that'll mean for how much I can do. She took a chance on me 20 years ago. Looks like she's willing to do it again. Yeah. It means a lot. I've gotten pretty used to having to set aside the families that I'm given. The one I was born into, and now the one that I was reborn into. But I seem to have a much better track record with the ones I get to choose. And that feels good. Damn good. No more house bullshit. Just the people we choose and the capacity we choose them. And no more fucking property management crap. Jesus. I was so out of my element with the numbers and the handshakes and the rigmarole. Give me my hands and my magic and I'm happy. Screw all the rest. I was never any good at it anyway. Healing. Well, depends on who you ask, I guess. It came easy to me. But I know plenty of people who never had a mind for it. Anyone can do it, but not everyone takes to it. No, really. Anyone can. Freelancer, specialist, wolf, vamp. Anybody can. Sure you could. You just haven't tried it. Just 'cause our magic is inside doesn't mean we can't put it outside. It just means we gotta try a little harder than the rest. What stumps people about healing isn't the act itself, it's how you get there. Other magic is a little more straightforward, you know. I mean, you want fire, so you turn magic into fire. You want a ward, you turn magic into a ward. Healing's different. It's interdisciplinary. It's one of the fields of magic that we made instead of one of the ones we were gifted with from the start. It's a lot of different kinds of magic all happening at once, in concert with one another. But we're still just people. We can't see things at the microscopic scale. You know, it's not a matter of visualizing the individual damaged cells and thinking of what magic would fix each one. It's something you feel. It's something you channel. You let the magic find its own way, and you just act as the conduit and the compass. It's not exact. It's not linear. It's not concrete. Everything about it is an abstraction. And that drives some people crazy. The kind of people who want something solid, something clear, something that follows the same exact path every time. Something you can see. And I get it. I mean, there's a comfort in that kind of magic. In the exact. But I've always lived in the margins of magic. I was a freelancer. From day dot, I was a little bit of everything. I was always having to navigate between the exact ways of doing things, because they weren't always something I could reach. And in some ways, being a vampire or being a shifter, it sets you up to understand healing in a way that a specialized type might not. When you shift, you don't think about your cells changing. You don't think about what moves where and how that change happens. You take the magic that's coursing through you and you give it direction. But you let it do the work. It's what comes natural to you. Same for being a vamp. I don't think about my magic infusing into my leg muscles and powering them up. I just run. And I hit superhuman speeds. Healing is less about fixing a wound and more about guiding magic. It's a different skill set, not one that everyone likes cultivating. Magic is beautiful, but it's also fickle. It takes a lot of practice. Our powers are tied to emotion in a really fundamental way. And with something as freeform as healing, that connection becomes that much more influential. Where you're at inside directly affects what you can do outside, and that can be tough to work with. To heal in a crisis, you need to know yourself in a way that not everyone wants to. But I mean it when I say anyone can do it. Maybe not under pressure, but that doesn't make it any less impressive. Or any less beautiful. Here, try something with me. Yeah, I mean it. Come down here. See him? Could be a tree someday. For now, he's more of a stick. A stick that's seen better days. A rabbit's probably been chewing on him. If he stays like this, he's probably not gonna make it. But with a little help. He just might. Plants can be healed too. They need some different stuff than we do, but we're both alive. And they're a great way to practice. They tend not to yell at you to hurry up. That alone can make the learning process a little less stressful. Now, he's just a little guy, so there's not much to touch, but touch does make it easier. Take my hand. Interlock our fingers, but keep your pointer finger free, like mine is. We're going to hold them between our two fingers while we hold each other with the others. Yeah, just like that. Now, close your eyes. It helps, okay? Alright, now we just breathe for a bit. Take a little bit, tune into the rhythm of your magic. The hum in your core. The charge in your veins. Your magic is used to staying there in your body, in your blood, in your muscles. It doesn't usually have to go outside of you, but you have before. Whenever you phase your clothes during a shift, they are close to your skin. It's easy to reach just that little bit outside of you. This is just like that. It's just a little stretch. Feel where our hands are touching. Feel that warmth there. That gentle pressure. Do you feel my magic? I'm not using it yet, just moving it, guiding it, shifting my focus to the point between our fingers, letting my magic follow it there. Your magic knows mine. It's familiar, it's safe. It knows it can follow mine to that point in between. You just have to let it. You just have to guide it. Focus on that point where our skin meets, where our magic touches, where there's a little twig that could use some help. Move your magic there. It doesn't need shape. just needs to flow. It just needs your permission to follow my magic's lead. It just needs your intention. Oh, that's perfect. Keep breathing. Now open your eyes, darling. Watch what your magic can do. See? I told you. Anybody can do it if they want to learn. Now in my book, that beats number crunching a spreadsheet any day. You did amazing, darling. And hey, with a little luck, in 20 or 30 years, this little guy will grow big enough to crack the foundation, and this place will need a new porch.